So, in chapter number 1, Biology, Plant Life the Leaf, today we are going to start our next topic, that is modification of leaves. So, this is the third video, and in the previous two videos, we have already read about root system, shoot system, parts of a leaf, arrangement of leaves on stem, and venation in leaves. Now, let's read what is modification of leaves. So why leaves modify? It must have different functions, that's why. So although the primary function of leaves we know is to synthesize food, but in some cases they get modified into distinct structure to perform special functions. And these modified leaves do not look like normal leaves, and hence they are called modified leaves. So the first example is leaf modification for support. So some leaves are modified into tendrils. In this picture you can see this thin thread-like structure are called tendrils. So they are slender, means very thin coiled structure that are sensitive to contact. So these are mainly seen in climbers. For example, pea plant or grapes, etc. Now, what is their function? So, they provide support to the plant and help the plant to climb. Next is leaf modification for protection. So, in this picture, you can see the thorns in barberry. So, here the leaves are modified into sharp thorns. So these are the sharp thorns, while the leaves of the axillary bud are normal. So what is its function? These thorns protect the plant from grazing animals. Even the leaves of some desert plants such as prickly pear are reduced to prickly structures called spines. So these are the spines. It has also the same function, means it also protect the plant from grazing animals. As because these are desert plants, so they also help the plant to prevent loss of water through transpiration. As we know that transpiration takes place from flat leaves. But in desert we see plants with spines. Why? These are actually modified leaves that are reduced to prickly structure so that it can prevent the loss of water in hot weather. Next is leaf modification for food storage. So in case of onion, the part that we see or eat are the leaves that are present in two forms. Outer leaves are modified into scaly structures, that is scaly leaves, to protect the inner part. So this outer part is the scaly leaves, that is dry. And the inner one is thick and store food, called fleshy leaves. And these leaves are arranged in concentric circle. Here you can see this part is called the concentric circle. Next is leaf modification for capturing insects. Some plants that grow in soils deficient in nitrogen have modified leaves to trap and digest insects. In this way, these plants can get their required nutrients. Plants that feed on insects are called insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants mainly grow in soils deficient in nitrogen and get their required nutrient by feeding on insects. So some examples are Venus flytrap, pitcher plant. This is how pitcher plant looks. So pitcher means we can say a large jar. See, and it is just seems like a jar. So here the whole leaf modified into a jar-like structure. Why? For capturing insects. So here the whole leaf blade is modified to form pitcher-like structure. We know this is the leaf blade, this outer part. So it's just modified to form pitcher-like structure. Next, it has a slippery inner substance and a cavity that is filled with digestive fluid. So inside it there is a cavity as well as slippery and is filled with some digestive fluid so that the insect get easily stick by the fluid and the plant can digest it. Next is leaf apex. So we know this part is the leaf apex. So this leaf apex form the lid of the pitcher plant. So this portion is the lid of the pitcher plant, and petiole is coiled to hold the pitcher in an erect position. So this is the petiole. So we know this position, this part is the petiole. So this petiole in case of pitcher plant is coiled to hold the pitcher in an erect position. When an insect sits on the pitcher, it gets trapped by the lid, as a result of which the insect slips inside and is slowly digested to fulfill the plant's mineral requirements. This is how the original pitcher plant looks. So this is the lid that closes when insect sits here, and this part is the modified leaf blade and this part is the petiole. The next example is Venus flytrap. So in this picture you can see the plant that is Venus flytrap. So it has leaves that are in the form of circular lobes with hinges along their edges. So this Venus flytrap has leaves that are in the form of circular lobes. In this picture you can also see these are the circular lobes with hinges, means this portion, means this part get close. It has even hair-like structure. So when an insect sits on the leaf and touches the hair-like structures, the leaf snaps shut and the insect gets trapped inside and gets digested over a period of time. So here you can see the lobes which contain some hair-like structure that trap the insect and also has some digestive glands that secrete digestive juice and a midrib or hinge that closes when insect sits on the lobe. In this picture you can see the clear picture of trapped insect. Next, the last topic is vegetative propagation by leaves. So what is vegetative propagation? Multiplication of plants by their vegetative parts such as roots, stem and leaves is called vegetative propagation. We mainly know that plants reproduces from seeds. So we call it vegetative propagation when plant reproduces from vegetative parts, that is roots, stems and leaves. Means instead of seed, the plants reproduces from other parts and they are vegetative parts that can be a root, stem or leaves. So one of the important example is bryophyllum. So leaves of plants such as bryophyllum develop small buds called adventitious buds on their margins. So what is adventitious buds? Adventitious buds means buds arising from any part of the plant other than apical or axillary bud. See, in a plant we mainly know that the buds may either be terminal or also called apical or axillary. So apical or terminal bud is present at the tip of the stem and helps the plant to grow upward. And the axillary or lateral bud is present in the axil of a leaf that give rise to branches. But in case of Bryophyllum, we call it adventitious buds. Why? Because the bud is neither growing from the apical part nor from the axillary part. Instead, these small buds are actually grow from the margin of the leaves. And the interesting thing is, these buds grow roots. And even sometimes they become plantlets. They turn into a small plant. And after that, they fall from the leaves of the parent plant. And on coming contact with the soil, they grow into a new plant. Now we can say that Bryophyllum is one of the good example of vegetative propagation because it gives rise to a small buds, that is adventitious buds, which grow on the margin of the leaf, give rise to roots and even turn into a small plantlets. After that, it's just detached from the parent plant, and when come in contact with the soil, it grow into a new plant.